Hi, I'm Kate Spencer, and I'm a screen timer because my kids were in elementary school when COVID hit.
Screen timers, I just don't care. Screen timers, it just ain't fair. Screen timers, they scream and shout. Screen timers, there's no time out. Let's watch a show.
Hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello and welcome to Screentimers, the official podcast of parents who buy all their Christmas presents but give all the credit to Santa Claus. I'm Matt Kowalick.
And I'm Holly Prazoff, and I'm sick of giving credit to men.
Yeah.
Especially ones that don't exist.
Today, we welcome writer Kate Spencer to talk about the Beatles' music-based cartoon, Beat Bugs.
Do you know what our guest's favorite bug is?
A beat bug?
No, a bookworm.
Oh.
Because she's an author.
She sure is.
She's written books like One Last Summer, In a New York Minute, and her most recent, All's Fair in Love and Pickleball.
This week, we wonder why Holly didn't get the Beatles solo in her 9th grade musical, whether the Beat Bugs grow beards and get into drugs and break up, and we wonder if there will ever be a time when we can escape the Beatles, a time when they won't be here, there, and everywhere.
That was the song I wanted the solo in the musical.
Let's hear it.
No.
Oh.
Okay, all that and more on this week's
Screentimers.
One of the worst things about being a parent, not one of the worst things, but a challenging thing, and maybe if you both had this, sounds like you have, you go into a conference not knowing
Yes.
they're going to reveal something that's been going on for months that
Yes.
is not happening at home. This happened to me in preschool too, where they're like, she's so anxious and she doesn't talk and she sits in this person's lap and is very nervous. And I was like, this is the opposite of the child I have at home. What?
And then also it's like, I'm kind of like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
It's like when you take them to swim classes and like we did so many swim classes where they're like, she won't put her head underwater. And I was like, yeah, I think that's your job to figure out how to do that.
Clearly,
Does she put her head underwater at home?
Yeah, it's like, guys, you're the swim teacher. Yeah. But I had a weird thing happen, which is that her current teacher, name will remain nameless, asked me if my child was deaf. Not at a parent-teacher conference.
Whoa.
Not at a parent-teacher conference. Just like I was meeting with her because I'm the room parent about something else. And she was like, quick question, is your kid deaf? And I was like,
Quick answer, no.
I was like, well, not that I know of.
Also, one would hope that if there was a child who was deaf, it would have been communicated.
They're like,
to the
I've been
teacher.
using sign language for months, and she doesn't react to that either.
my
So it
goodness.
was, and then she went on to say it's just because she talks so much and don't know where she got that from. And when I ask her to be quiet, she doesn't listen. And I'm like, this woman has been a teacher for 32 years. And I was like, have you not met a first grade student before?
One time I used to talk a
boy.
lot in school, obviously, and one of my teachers told my mother, he speaks to me as if I'm a peer.
That is
that
like
was-
meant to be criticism, but it's such a compliment.
Yes.
Like that
Yes.
is very cool of you.
Yes. Yeah, that means you're cool.
Mrs. Baum
This is ball.
did not enjoy me. My daughter does an opposite thing where she says things are going bad at school and I don't have any friends.
Oh, gosh,
or
this
whatever. And
too.
then you get there and then it's like, oh yeah, she's Miss Popularity on the playground and everyone loves her.
This is a fascinating
You're like,
thing.
she loves to nag herself and be
Yeah.
like, She's kind of gotten out of that, but like for a while it was like really worried, and we're asking for teacher conferences, and everything's fine.
I've had situations where my kids will tell adults stuff that's going on, like, oh, we're flying to North Carolina for like, or they'll just tell people stuff that isn't true. And then an
Yes.
adult will be like, hey, I know you guys are going to North Carolina next week, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and you're like
no, like, don't listen to that child.
I know you guys are moving to Legoland.
Yeah, like
and-
truly, so there have been situations where I've been like, no, what?
Yeah.
Don't listen to them.
Oh, my kid's telling, I shudder to think of what the things she's telling people.
They're all very creative, like you want them to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had a discussion this week about what is a fib, what is a lie.
Oh,
Because like,
there's
yeah.
a difference.
Well, because I feel like kids' lies seem like this very weighted, like you
Yeah.
do not lie. But like my kid is lying. Like she told me that like the kids in her class are really into potions right now.
Oh, fun.
Bringing them in a little bottle. Not if you're a teacher, because kids are bringing in little colored
Little potions.
Yeah. Filled with sparkles. I feel like teachers are like, I hate this.
Yeah, that's messy. I see
So
that.
she told me that some potion spilled all over her shirt and they took her to the nurse, and the nurse made her put on her backup shirt in her bag, and then her nurse cleaned her shirt for her, and she went back an hour later and the shirt was clean.
Okay.
And like, that's not true.
That's not what happened.
No, a nurse is not
That's
doing
an
laundry.
elaborate
A nurse
lie.
isn't doing
Are
laundry.
you telling her that's an elaborate fib or an elaborate lie?
I mean, that's a straight out lie. She admitted it, but it's like there's a lot of those conversations I'm having with her lately
Yeah.
that I'm like, I love the creativity.
Well, right, because it's also like imagination and
Yes.
like kind of their mind is kind of going to all these magical places. But
Like in her dream world, the nurse will clean her shirt.
yeah,
and
that's
she'll
wild.
get
The
it back an
nurse,
hour
the
later.
nurse washed it in some sort of like really nice,
Some sort of imagination.
Yeah,
thinks
like
that this
great
nurse
washing.
cares
There's a
about her
private dry
clothes.
cleaning, and it's like our kids all go to public school,
Right.
so it's like they're at the gulag. So it's like if like
There's no washer dryer.
No,
Yeah.
like so if my daughter's imagining these wonderful, fantastical things in her like building that looks like a prison, I'm happy for her.
Yeah,
That's how you survive prison.
she's
yeah.
figured it out.
Gotta
This
get her
is
a
like
flip phone and
So okay, so we like to ask people like on the show, your kids are.
how old?
They are. I have one who's about to turn 15.
That's amazing.
in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then and she is in freshman year of high school. And then
Wow.
my second daughter is 12 and a half and she's in 7th grade.
Oh my
Wow.
God. And like, what is, after having COVID, after all that, what is like sort of their rules so that we know in the future, like what are your vibe on screen time for them?
So as I was telling you before we started recording, having two kids come up, like having kids at the elementary school age when COVID hit was very challenging because their school was on Zoom and it was the only way for them to interact with their friends,
Yeah.
peers, anybody, interact with anyone. But I think especially trying to maintain friendships that they had with kids in elementary school and also to socialize, which is such a vital part about being a kid. Like, remember in those early months, like we couldn't go to playgrounds. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
Playgrounds were closed. It was wild. And you could not interact with other people. So they were on screens for school and for seeing their friends. That first year and a half really, I think, changed the trajectory of what our intentions were with screens. Like pre-COVID, we had this kind of established idea, my husband and I, of how we were going to raise our kids in relationship to screens. Then when we entered a pandemic and they had to be on screens for school, like then it completely kind of changed everything. They got Chromebooks from their school. We got them iPads at first because they had to be online and we didn't have any devices for that. So I think, like for example, my kids both played Roblox.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think if I had younger children now, I would be like, absolutely not. There's so much information about how Roblox is like completely unmonitored and like a breeding ground for terrible people. Like Roblox is like kind of not a great situation. And also the way that I kind of tackle these things is I use the thing. So I play Roblox with my kids.
Okay.
So not often, but I have Roblox on my iPad. I've played it alone. Like, so I try to familiarize myself with some of these things as best I can as a 46-year-old woman.
I think that's what you have to do, because then it's like we've talked about Minecraft. When you just hear about it, sounds like this thing that like will send you straight to hell.
My point of view on screens was ultimately changed because of the timing, the age of my kids when COVID hit.
But I think that's how we have to be. Like, you have to be flexible because I think, we will sometimes have people on who aren't parents.
Oh,
and
interesting.
ask them sort of what they think. And it's like, yeah, of course you enter into parenting with all these like lovely ideas about how you want to do it. And you hold on to some of those things.
Yeah.
And some of those things you have to adapt and go, we're letting this go. This is not worth it.
Yeah, once the genie's out of the bottle,
That's
like
a
what
really- yes.
Were you able to go back or pull back, or were you just like, well,
What we have kind of done, I think, is we did pull back. And there are times, I think every kid who has, and every human who has access to a device is going to get into something they aren't supposed to have. My kids didn't do this, but I had a friend who, like, when their kids would be on Zoom school and like playing video games. I had a friend whose kids made TikTok accounts and they were like in elementary school.
Wow.
Kids are gonna, they're going to find these things. They
Yeah.
have access to them. Even the most like monitored, like we can all do the best we can. But the same way that I had smoked a cigarette
Yes.
in 9th grade, and that you're going to find a way to get
Kids
your
are
hands on
wily.
something.
Well,
yeah,
and also it's like it kind of like shows their like adventurous spirit.
I think so. It's
Except
just a
kids
new.
aren't waiting outside convenience stores asking weirdos if they can use their TikTok account.
I mean,
right.
It could be.
That's true. But no, we have certain parameters, and I think if I were giving advice to other parents, it would be like to be open to the fact that your parameters, your rules, or your point of view, or your feelings about screens, the devices, apps, all the things your kids may or may not have access to. Like, be okay if it changes, because circumstances change.
Yes.
One thing about having 2 kids is like, I had one point of view with my first, and then going through something with her changes how I look at it with my second child, much to the frustration of my first child.
Yeah.
So that, and also like, for example, I have found my daughters having phones is helpful.
How old did she get her phone?
So my oldest daughter got her phone. We ultimately first got what we called a family phone. We added like a third iPhone to our plan, and that stayed in the house because if one of the kids like was going for a walk or like wanted to meet a friend at a playground, or my husband and I were gonna, we started leaving them alone, and we wanted there to be a way to reach them because we don't have landlines.
Yes.
So we got what we called a family phone, and then we figured like if we were going to Disneyland and you wanted to use that as a camera, one of them could do that. And so when our oldest kid was going into 7th grade, we got her a phone. It's our phone, like meaning parents, we own it, and like you're using it. And if you break it, you have to pay for it. And we've set up kind of like rules that we keep on our fridge.
I mean, I literally feel like sometimes, and this is crazy, I would be like, want to text my daughter.
I've had that thought so many
Yeah.
times.
Sometimes
like-
I want to text my dog.
Your dog's, yeah.
Yes.
See what Gus is
I'd
up
say
to.
hi to him for sure.
Yeah.
No, like it's weird. Like,
good boy.
Send him a meme.
like I'm like sometimes I want to like be like, I have to get groceries with you after school.
Yes.
Mentally prepare yourself
Totally.
that we are going to get groceries. It's like that would be so helpful if I could text her that.
Yes.
Because then like when she gets in the car, she knows what's up.
Well, it's hard because we have adjusted to a world in which this is how we communicate.
Yes.
And we want our kids to still develop without that, but we are now used to,
Yes.
that's how we like live our lives.
Yeah.
I also had the feeling of like something funny happened and I would want to like text it to our kids. And like one of the greatest joys now of everybody in our house having a device is like we do have a family group chat.
I cannot wait.
And it's so much fun.
I cannot wait.
It's the best.
Like that's the thing. I think we can highlight like, look, we are not scientists, we are not doctors.
Oh no.
But like there are a lot of bad things about technology, and as
Yes.
technology advances, it's like always the creeps find a way to do creepy stuff with everything along, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Leave me out of this.
Like in every
This is an intervention.
yeah, stop being a creep. But like there are some good things, and like being able to communicate. I don't need to like track her. I just would like to be able to communicate with her throughout the day.
Yeah.
And secretly attach an AirTag to her.
I mean, my kid has an AirTag in her backpack. It's not for her, it's for the backpack.
That's fair.
Because she's just going to leave it everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
they don't get that.
I get that.
You know, like, I feel like when she's walking through the gate at school, I'm like, you have your hat? You have your backpack?
Oh,
You have
you
your
could
lunch
just
bag?
tag
Like,
everything. I know. Yeah. If only.
But, like, yeah, I think there's so much fear that fear and guilt that parents have about
Yes.
technology, about devices, about screen time. And I think like that's why we started the podcast, was like just to be like, we all do it and it's okay.
Well, I started the podcast to get rich.
Well,
And
Matt.
now it's just about making parents not feel bad.
yeah, you
Letting
know.
their kids watch their screen.
I guess it has a good purpose.
I'm just like very nurturing as a mother, and I want to nurture all the mothers.
Aw,
you know what I mean? And
yeah.
Matt just wants to sort of
I wanna
make
nurture all the
money.
But okay, well, should we get into it?
God, we are here to talk about
We're gonna get into
Oh
the
my
show.
gosh. And I told my kids that we were talking about this too.
beat bugs.
The beat bugs.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Having kids who are like 5 years, 10 years older than your kids, like my kids, they've watched Bluey as bigger kids and like it, but you know, you don't have the same like point of reference in terms of like kid pop culture.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of out some of the shows that you showed me that people had talked about, and I was looking up some of them. I was like, I've never heard of any of these.
Well, sometimes we haven't
You're
heard
lucky.
of them. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, yes, like Blippi, we missed that.
Oh God, Blippi was just
like even
Blippi
Miss
just started
like,
his own app. I haven't checked it out yet.
really.
But I'm on it.
like Miss Rachel, who I follow, and I think is
Yes.
wonderful. Like that was not a part of raising children.
It's
for
not
me.
a part
It's not
for
you
us.
either.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I feel like your kid doesn't watch Miss Rachel.
No.
But like if you had a 2-year-old now,
Yeah,
maybe
you would be
okay.
watching. Yeah, like we also, my kid is like so quick through all that stuff
Yeah.
too. There's like
Yeah, my kid watches something, she'll run through them all, and then she moves on.
Yeah.
they're
There's no
She's
real
not
obsession.
sticking
They're not-
around
I'm
with
not
it.
She
Okay.
doesn't want the toys. She doesn't like
interesting.
get
Okay.
that deep into stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like the K-pop Demon Hunters, we've talked about it
Oh,
a
wow,
million times.
yeah.
That hit super hard.
Yeah.
But my kids, like, we were at a birthday party this weekend, and it's like lovely, and that the kids were all singing the songs and having a great time. I feel like my kid was like, I'm done with it already.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Interesting.
The other day I was at the movies, like at a matinee, so there was nobody there. I was like walking through the hall, and there was this old guy walking by me, like 60, 70 years old. And there were girls at the concession stand singing K-pop Demon Hunters, and he goes, "God damn it, I hate that fucking song," just to nobody. And it was just like so funny. And I was like,
my gosh.
everyone knows about it. Everyone, I can't listen to any of it anymore.
I mean, I can. Those are great songs.
They
He
are,
should-
yeah,
but,
they
like,
are, but it's
but
like
they've been
it's like
very shoved down our throat.
Chapel Rowan. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to
Chaperone?
any. Yeah, Chapel Roan. What did I say? Chapel Ronin, like the samurai.
This guy, he's getting old.
We all are though. I mean, like I called Chaperone Chappelle Roan, and then our Gen Z like family helper had to be like, "It's Chapel," and I was like, "Oh,
like
boy.
the church.
I mean, I hung out with a teenager yesterday, and it was a lot of everything I said. She was like, "That's tea," and I was
Oh
like,
my
"Is
god,
that
clock
good?"
it, lock in."
Yeah, I was
My
like,
kindergarten goes 6, 7.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever,
Forget
and
it.
you're
We're
like,
there,
it's just
yeah.
like so
6, 7
stupid.
is-
But you know, if our kids are
Relentless.
doing it, it's out. As soon as Sally came home and said 6, 7, I knew
Yes.
about it from TikTok. I was like, this trend is done.
And it's wild too. Like my kids will know dances. My kids don't have TikTok.
Okay.
But they will know. It all
see
gets
TikTok
passed
when they're
around.
friends.
Yes, or like someone's doing some sort of thing. They'll say stuff and do stuff, but they don't know the origin. But it's part of the common like youth language, and so it's just part of how they speak to each other.
Well, this show, to bring it back to this
Okay,
show,
yes.
it's okay. It's bringing back some stuff from not the culture. It is
Yeah, it's
like
weird, right? Yeah.
It is okay. Wait, do you
Well,
have
the
just?
Beatles have never really left culture. The Boomers have made sure of that.
So it's called Beat Bugs.
Yep.
It's a Netflix show. There are
Yep.
3 seasons.
There are 3 seasons.
And it's basically about these bugs, a little on the nose. It's about
it's a group of young bugs who go on adventures in Julia's backyard
Yeah,
and
sounds
sing music from the Beatles, hence their name, the Beat Bugs.
Yeah.
It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It
Yes.
is
But with no
nothing.
kids.
No, that's a good movie. This is
Honey, the bugs are regular size.
These are bugs singing Beatles songs.
yes, and it's like
Yeah.
yes, they got pink. Hooray! It's like
See ya.
my issue, and we've just discussed this on other pods. I have a problem when parents are sort of forcing their music onto kids.
Oh,
Well, first of all, I have
hear
a
you.
problem with cover songs.
okay, yes.
I do not like
So
most
already,
cover songs.
this
Yes.
is you are both really anti the Beat Bugs.
Not yet.
Okay, I did music theater in high school. Mm-hmm. I have lots to talk about.
Here we go.
But
I did not, or I would have gotten beat up.
I did not either.
I did musical theater. One thing I really did not like in music theater in general is the Mamma Mia style musical.
A jukebox musical.
Well, yes, but a musical that's like, when I saw Mamma Mia, it is a thing where they're like, it would be nice if we had a little money, and then it's like
yes.
the music starts
Yeah.
like money, 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 and you're like
The literal
yes.
devices.
So it's
Right.
like a lot of it is like
We sure could use a yellow submarine.
Right, that's exactly what it's
that's what the show is.
Yes.
And I get it. We want to take these cool songs and we want to weave. They're very like, they're stories. A lot of them. We want to weave that into like the plot line of these shows.
They don't want to weave it in. They want to build a whole episode
Well,
around
that's
these
what
songs.
I don't need.
And
Which
it's a
is
lot.
So easy to do.
Well,
that's-
some of them, but it's sometimes they take a leap from the origin. Well, let me just say this: my kids came to this show on their own.
Yeah.
we weren't, and my husband and I both like the Beatles, but like my favorite band is Fish.
Yes,
and everybody.
I warned Matt.
Yeah, nobody in my family likes
Yes,
Fish.
and I love that you're like the lone Fish fan.
Yeah, like to the point where I'm just now mocked. But like, so
I'm sorry, you like what you like.
I like what I like. I don't.
I
need
go to
them
the
come
Fish.
to
I see
shows with
Fish
me.
every time they come.
They
to
come to the
town.
bowl.
Yeah,
it's a great
went
show.
The last 2-3 shows.
Good job.
Oh, I forgot that. Oh God, I'm outnumbered
Oh,
here.
Holly, I mean, I see how it is. Maybe you're the odd man out now.
Whoa.
But like we listened to Beatles music with them already, so they might have already been familiar with the Beatles, and they went through Beatles. They were obsessed with the Beatles because there's a serious Beatles channel, and that's all we listened to for like a good year or two because of them. And I think this show, it just kind of was it was like reinforced Beatles mania for them.
And
In
they
it-
listen to the songs.
Beat Bug Mania.
Beat Bug, excuse me. Beat Bug. They listen, they would listen to regular Beatles music. And even now, like my oldest, Eleanor, like loves George Harrison. She wants All Things Must Pass
Great
on
album.
vinyl for Christmas.
Don't let animated
gonna
bugs
love it.
ruin it, please.
No, she does. She loves it. And yes, luckily the bugs don't have access to that one. But, so they really do. And they know the music pretty deeply actually now. But so I don't know what about this show
Also, like this
sucks them
age,
in.
like it's gonna be because that's when I got into the
Right,
Beatles
now it's
when I was
cool.
like
Yeah.
13 to whatever, and
Me
I
too.
still love them and they're deep in my heart. But it's like, yeah, it's just gonna be in their brain.
Forever. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the show is annoying. It drives me nuts.
The animation is bad.
Sure.
The characters, like we are at a point now. We've done so many kid shows where it's like, I don't know, the annoying voices are like really starting to get to me.
Well, and you can see the stereotypical. There's always one like the hot,
Yes.
like heteronormative one. Like
Yeah.
it's always like a hot boy.
Is that like the ladybug
Bug.
in this?
No, I
They
forget.
always make the ladybug like the
Well, she's like the
lady.
sexy-
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And there's also a dragonfly because she was in Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds episode where her eyes started
Okay,
going.
there's
yeah.
like a wacky one, but there's one it's a male character, and both my kids had crushes on this bug.
Was it Jay or Crick?
I think Jay.
Jay. I think it's Jay because
He's
Jay is
curious, ambitious, and impulsive.
Jay has
beetle.
like a little baseball
Yes,
cap,
yeah.
and he was the one that the 2 episodes I watched, he got in trouble both times.
Exactly.
It's so weird that like
gonna
in the
just look
description
him
of
up.
him, Jay is the second leader of the group. So he's not a leader.
And who is the
He's-
real leader of the Beat Bugs? I
Well,
wonder.
that's
Is it the slug?
Kumi.
Is that
She is the leader of the
This
group.
is so funny. These
The
names.
ladybug is the leader.
I have had to tune, like, I hear these names because my kids will still laugh about Beat Bugs, and sometimes they go back and watch old shows that they liked when they were little, and like, it's like nostalgic.
Yeah, and-
even though it
yes.
was 5 years ago.
yes?
So they still will like joke about these bugs. Yes,
Kids are already
Jay-
getting nostalgic. I
But do
didn't
you know
get
what this
nostalgic
means? This
till-
means they had lovely childhoods.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I
they
think
want to
so,
go
yeah.
back to the simpler times.
Yeah, because like I have no nostalgia at all in my life. Don't want to need to go back to any of it.
Okay.
And I'm all nostalgic.
Yeah, Matt-
And you had a lovely childhood.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Mine's mixed.
yeah, I feel, mine wasn't like. I mean, it wasn't all bad.
I mean, it wasn't
but,
like perfect, lovely, like, but I. you
no,
know,
yeah, but like I don't
all
want
the stuff that brought me comfort, I still love.
like
Me
I
too.
don't.
That's
There
how I
are
am.
people who want to watch like Matt will watch like old commercials.
Oh, I do
love,
that. Me too. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
No,
I
no.
feel
I'm
like cozy.
Commercials in '87. Let's see what there was.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
I will watch the old like intros of the TV stations. I sometimes go back and watch old newscasters from Boston.
Oh, I love local
Oh,
local news.
and like you knew them so well.
And the old like production cards, like sit Ubu sit.
Good dog.
We have somebody gifted Joe like the Philly news station had like a really good 70s song.
Oh, I love this.
So he has it on vinyl.
Oh, that's
It's like
amazing.
move closer to the world, my friends. Like that
good,
zone, yeah,
actually.
like that zone of music that you're like, okay. So like I feel like I'm more nostalgic for a childhood I didn't
Right,
experience.
a Philadelphia childhood.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like sign me up. But I think I'm curious to know like how they got the rights to all this music.
Well, I know that.
Do they? Oh, Matt's like I ain't.
I'm glad that you prepared because I realized I was like, I'll talk about Beat Bugs. I don't know anything about it other than my kids were obsessed with it.
But that's all you need
it
to
still
know,
annoys
man.
me.
Well, like, so this is kind of crazy, but like, you know how Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson did that
Yes.
song together?
Yes. What is it?
So
Ebony
they did-
Ivory.
I
They
think
did
they did
two.
too.
It's like that. I love that. The girl is mine. Something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
that girl is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So during that, when they were shooting the video, I guess the story is that like Paul McCartney was talking about the music rights or something, and then like Michael Jackson turned around and bought like the
Oh, yes.
Beatles catalog
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
for all this money, for like 47 million or something like that. I think it was,
Which was, like, very smart of
which
him
was
to
a lot
do.
of money back then. And then eventually in 2009, when he died, people started going for it, and they auctioned it off, and I think they ended like the Jackson estate got like $750 million for it, and then Paul McCartney ended up suing to get part of it, and then all the Beatles have a part of it, a tiny bit, but like Sony owns most of it, and this is a Sony animation, so they're just like,
Wow,
it's like
okay.
all those things. Whenever these big companies buy the catalogs back from the artists, they're just gonna start like selling the songs off willy-nilly because they need to make money on their investment.
Right.
But when the artists used to protect it and be like, we want to have this be
Yeah,
more special.
Beat Bugs wouldn't have happened if Sony didn't own these songs. Like
makes
that's my
sense.
thing. I'm like, why are
It's
we
not like Paul
blowing our
McCartney would have been
load?
like, good idea.
It's
Yeah.
like when one of these studios owns a property and
Yes.
they want to
It's like Star Wars now.
Yes.
Disney owns Star Wars or whatever, so it's like they're just gonna keep cranking out.
Mattel with Barbie. That was something.
Yeah, any company can make or get the Star Wars,
But this
IP.
to me is a waste. It's a waste of Beatles music, and I get it. I think there's also this thing of like educational value. Your kids are listening to beautiful Beatles music, and isn't this wonderful? But the actual episodes are 14 minutes long, and like they are just shoehorning into a Beatles song.
Yes, like I was asking my daughters about this last night because I told them I was going to talk about this, and because sometimes they'll take a Beatles song, like they actually have "Why Don't We Do It in the Road" as an episode of Beat Bugs.
Okay.
And I was asking Eleanor,
Why
I was
don't
like,
we have bug sex in the road?
but it's not. It's like they're literally like she was explaining it of like they're going to try to. It's like they either play with some sort of toy, and they're like, why don't we play with it in the road? So they are not taking. They're using them as these literal devices, like you
Yes.
said with Mamma Mia and Money, but they're not using the songs the way the meaning is changed. They're changing the meaning, and they're taking some stuff out. Like they do not.
Yeah, like I watched the "Come Together" music video,
Okay.
and it was like they're obviously not going "shoot me,"
Right. No. Yeah. Yes.
And then there's a part where they hum through the like he shoots Coca-Cola and stuff. Where they're just like,
Well, have you all gotten into Kids Bop with your kids?
Oh yes.
Okay, so to me, this is just essentially Kids Bop with the Beatles.
It is. And like Kids Bop, right now on TikTok, people are really passing around the Kids Bop Sabrina Carpenter songs because like there's so many cheeky sex
Yes.
like jokes that she makes in her songs that like I think the Kids Bop people were up for weeks straight trying to like figure out how to make.
be a fun gig. How do we
I
become
think so,
Kids
yeah.
Bop writers?
I don't know. I would just keep being like, I don't know. I think she has to say "come" there. I don't know. The song won't make sense. She doesn't say "come," but like, I think that is a good way to put it. Like I saw the one that was like it was called "A Day in the Life," and they use that's the song, right? Like,
Yeah.
we heard the news today, and it's like what they did to that song should be illegal.
Okay.
Like one of the main bugs forgot he hit his head and had amnesia. Jay, the hunky one,
Hot bug.
yeah, exactly. And they were trying to jog his memory, so they were using that song.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So it was like at the beginning of the episode, he was in a race and he won the race, but then hit his head. So it's like he was on the front of the newspaper for winning the race. So they were like, so it's like
You read the
really
news
yeah,
today?
yeah, it's like so
Oh my God.
shoehorned that I was like, I hate this.
Oh gosh.
And it gave me, this is like why I thought this would be a good show. Is like, again, did musical theater. For some reason in 9th grade, we did a Beatles musical.
There's a Beatles musical?
It was like made up for our school.
Oh, it's like a medley of songs. Okay.
Exactly. So it's like a bunch of 9th graders singing Beatles songs.
medleys.
Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare.
And what's the script?
the
What was
premise
the
was
story?
like, I know, we should go back to the 60s.
Oh, I
Like,
love it. Oh my
Might
gosh,
have
okay.
even been my line.
Okay.
And it was like, so it was like, already like it's like an interpretation of like what we thought the 60s were. Like it just was like so much like far out.
Yes.
And like I
were
think
you
we
guys
all
upset
like,
about Vietnam, or you guys were okay with it?
oh, I think we were cool with
Totally
I'm
it.
fine.
surprised you didn't just do like Hair Junior or something.
I love them. I love
You love
Hair
Hair.
too.
Okay.
That's like one of the only musicals I'm like, that is an actual good musical. But we didn't. We did all these Beatles songs, and it was like, I told Matt that we all like stood in a configuration like where we all like had our
Oh, my
hands
goodness.
so that we made the shape of a submarine.
Wait, that's so cool.
And like that song in 4-part harmony is a nightmare. Like we did all the dumb songs. We did Yellow Submarine. We did Octopus's Garden. Like it's like that's the
You
thing.
did all these
A lot of
the
Ringo
goofy,
songs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like, and it was all
know.
like,
It had been a Ringo
"We
musical.
all live in a yellow submarine." Like it was bad. And I feel like anybody who had any musical taste would have gone and been like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I watched the Yellow Submarine episode of this show.
Wow. Okay.
How
And
do they?
honestly, I kind of like it.
Oh
Okay.
my God. I
You
knew
see,
it.
I've got one.
The dad turned on the sprinkler, and he forgot to turn it off. And then the backyard's flooding, and then they made a submarine.
Oh, how charming.
Which I was like, this is fine.
No, that's plotline light.
But the sprinkler was also alive, so I don't know what's going on in this world.
Sometimes it does on this show does feel like slightly psychedelic.
Yes.
In a way which I think a lot of kids
it was like an
cartoons go
octopus
into.
sprinkler. He's like, whee!
Yes. I know. I feel like I know the one you're talking about. Yes.
I-
That show kind of goes there.
I like it's so hard. I want kids to learn about the Beatles. I want kids to enjoy music. I want there to be educational content for them or fun content for them. But like this show just seems like you have the Beatles music and this is what you did with it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think you make a really interesting correlation with musical theater because my husband and I met 20 years ago. We're in London and we saw the Queen musical, Bohemian. I think it's called Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes,
and
yes.
it literally makes no sense.
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
story makes it's absolutely bonkers, and like they couldn't even fit Bohemian Rhapsody into the plot, obviously. So then at the end, they're just like, "We're all gonna sing Bohemian Rhapsody."
Well, it's
And
I
we're
think
all gonna leave.
Yeah, that's well, we all stayed because we were that
Right.
was what we were waiting for.
Did
well-
you see the Love Cirque du Soleil show?
I think I've seen that. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't like them mixing all the tunes because I'm like, don't mess with my memories.
Yes.
Well,
but that these
Some
things
people
kinda-
love it, and some people are like, ooh, I like the new life that's been put into it.
Well, I actually think it works better with a band who doesn't have like that descriptive of songs. Like that's the problem is like the Beatles songs like have little plot lines and stories
Yeah,
to them.
they do. Yeah.
So, you know, I think the Beatles are hard. Queen is probably pretty hard.
It was tricky.
I mean, your husband, he's writing musicals.
Yes.
So it's like he's the expert.
He is, but he's never done like a jukebox music. Like I even watching Mamma Mia, I watch it and like I want so badly for the songs to make sense.
Yes, they don't
but
make
sometimes,
sense.
most of the time they don't.
No.
And it frustrates me as a viewer of the art.
My thing, and this is, I think someone should do a Kinks musical with the songs from the Kinks.
I think I know like one Kinks song.
Well, their songs are very similar to the Beatles in that like they really paint a real picture. The Village Green Preservation Society, like they have
Love
like
that album.
Yeah, like that would be make a really
That's a
good
great
musical.
album.
I know we're getting
musical.
off topic, but have you ever seen the movie Rock and Roll High School with the Ramones?
Yes, it's great.
It's great.
Oh, I've never seen it.
And
it's so much fun.
It's like the Ramones music is featured heavily into it. I first saw that when I was in 7th grade. And that got me so into the Ramones. But like that is an example of like where it kind of made sense.
Yeah, it's
and
really
worked.
You
We had
know-
no one goes like looks out to the crowd and says like, you know what we need, and
yeah,
then it's like
Rock and Roll High School.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, kind of.
It's great. I saw it for the first time like 3 years ago, and I was like, that was so much fun and
It's so
silly
fun.
and weird
Yeah.
and just cool.
Well, that's the thing. You can make these cool. This show could have been cool. I think the
Yes.
designs aren't cool.
That's
I think
the
It
animation.
is strange
yeah.
to waste the rights and just kind of like cut corners instead of make it a big deal.
Yeah.
I was surprised, honestly, that the show wasn't like that big of a deal.
I had never even heard of it.
yeah.
Me neither. And also, it doesn't have that many followers on
No, it's
YouTube,
not big.
and there's barely any reviews on it. I went to Common Sense Media. They wanted me to pay to read the reviews.
Oh wow.
There's a paywall now, and I said,
excuse you.
don't
I
care
guess
that much.
Sense
I
Media.
guess I got through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I got it right here, baby. But I mean, Common Sense Media, they love this show. We often, this is like our, we look at
the barometer of.
yeah, but not really, because like they're so
There are
sensitive.
Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah, they're so sensitive about what things are good about shows,
and they tend to air. We often don't go against their advice, but it's like, this is for 16 plus, and we're like, well, we're showing it to the 12-year-old.
Oh yeah.
As the show goes on, do the bugs like start to grow beards and get into drugs and
They
get at
all
each
go
other's
to India
throats?
and start learning transcendental meditation for a while.
Yeah, does like one of their bug wives is like comes home and finds another woman in her bug bathrobe?
Oh my God, I was explaining. Didn't George Harrison sleep with Eric Clapton's wife?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, Eric
No.
Clapton
Slept with George's wife?
Stole George Harrison's wife.
Oh,
Okay.
really? I thought it was the other way around.
She left George Harrison for Eric Clapton.
Patty Boy.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then she was just stuck with like a heroin addict forever.
Well,
I was
and-
explaining this to my kids recently.
Well, and I guess like John Lennon's wife Cynthia came home from a trip, and Yoko was just in their
No.
house wearing her bathrobe.
No.
Which to me, I would be like, that would be the biggest insult. I don't care about the actual cheating, but
Get your hands off my clothes.
my bathrobe. Excuse you.
Jeez.
And you have great taste. I feel like it would be a really nice, cool bathrobe.
I only want I'm like Joe knows, when we watch anything that's like from the 60s and like a woman, like it's like the scene where like the woman's like woken up in the middle of the night, she's like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, I want her nightgown and bathrobe combo. And Joe's like, we're not watching this for that.
Oh, but I am.
Yeah, I'm like, this is what I want. But yeah, let's like the Beatles. I even thought like, shouldn't the Bugs have been like the Beatles? Like, I know that's what you're making a joke
Shouldn't
of,
they
but
have
it's
just
like,
been Beatles?
yeah, I mean,
I mean, that's a great.
all of it is so terrible.
I will say, in defense of the Beat Bugs, is that one thing I discovered, at least, is that the variety of shows for kids is still pretty terrible.
Yes.
Like, you think times have changed since, I was watching like Gem and Thundercats or whatever, but it's mostly kind of just garbage.
It is, and you know what I will say about this show is that I just think in general, like a backyard is a fun setting. Just because when you're a kid, like the backyard's
Yeah.
like such a fun place.
Well,
you think
somebody-
you're going to still discover things, you know?
Yes, it still feels like big and expansive and
Yeah.
magical.
One of the kids said that this is a ripoff of a show called Bugaloos, but it also reminds me of Backyardigans, which is like another show that's already been done.
My kids have watched that a little bit. Backyardigans?
Yeah,
Yes.
Backyardigans. Like, that's the thing. Like, some people are saying this show's a straight up ripoff, is like what the kids are saying on Common Sense Media. But like in general, it gets very good reviews, and like, there's no nudity. They're saying they're saying it doesn't have a great educational value to it.
That makes sense.
It's like the idea
I
of
think
working.
a good bass of music understanding in the Beatles is good.
Yeah, and like, it's always about like working together. I mean, we've had discussions about
Yeah.
like, why does everything have to be working together? It's like an overarching
That's
theme.
so interesting, only because you are Canadian.
Yes.
You are American. I'm American. Like individualism is like the freaking thing that's like shoved down our throats as Americans.
But every kid show is about working
Yeah, that's
together.
so interesting that it's not about, like,
when
At
you
least break up into groups.
Right.
One has one idea, one has the other. Let's see who wins.
Well, somebody was on the show, I forget who it was, and said like, came in and was like, it's not like you go to work and like you have to be like at your job, be like, everyone get together and let's do it together. It's like,
Yeah, that's
some people are
interesting.
good at some things, some people are good at other things, and it's like, it is
Let's
this
all
idea. It's like this force, like also a lot of like shows, especially kids shows, are all like, and the most important thing is friendship, and you're like, is it? I guess so. Is it, guys? I don't know.
I think it's like up there. I would give it like at least top 10.
Yeah, we have to do friendship.
Right?
You're like, wow, I didn't realize Holly was such a huge bitch.
Holly hates friends and
She
working
hates-
together.
Holly hates friendship. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That Beatles musical she did really changed the trajectory.
I wanted a solo in Here, There, and Everywhere, and I got nothing.
Oh, fuck that.
It's such a
annoying.
good song. That was when, like, that's a good song.
Oh, that's the good Beatles song to
Yeah,
you?
I don't. That's not one of my faves.
I love that. I think it is just like, I really wanted to sing the solo. I didn't get it, and I remember being backstage watching the four like ladies who did get the part, just being like,
Watching her.
That's agony.
yeah, it could have been me.
Yeah.
Watching her through your gun scope. The crosshairs.
My career in music theater in this high school was like I always played like the songs that had talking in them. You know what I mean?
Did you go to performing arts school?
Yeah, and you could choose your major, and
Oh man, that must have been intense, like competitive, and
it was very competitive. But for some reason, I we did West Side Story the first year that I was in 9th grade, and so I was Anybody's, which was like none of the other. There's only 2 9th graders in the show.
Anybody's is like the scrappy tomboy girl.
Yes, who hangs out and watches one of the sexual assaults.
Yes, we just saw West Side Story recently.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it in a long time.
It's so good.
Yeah, it is great.
Yeah, but
Dark.
Yeah, so dark.
Yeah.
I remember us getting quite like into choreographing that scene, and it felt very intense. And I remember like being like, "This is acting."
Fellow students, I want you to realize that this is acting.
That was working together.
Wow, that's a good point. Okay, we were working together
Acting,
to
you do
sexually
need to work
assault.
together.
No, we were working together to create a musical, create art.
Yes, no, you're right. You're right. We
I think
should.
the Beat Bugs are really onto something, Holly. And
Wow.
The Beatles themselves were onto something, working together to create beautiful
Yes.
music.
Yeah, but they had a bit of a hard time working together.
oh my gosh, have you watched the
Hard Day's Night, I
12-hour
hear.
documentary?
I love
The what?
The very long Beatles documentary.
I loved
where
it.
they're
I love it.
making Let It Be. I forget what album they're making.
Yeah, they're doing Let It Be.
and it's like when they're really just
That movie was
Hating each
just for
other.
me, just coats. Like every coat they came in
and they
with.
just eating toast the
oh,
whole time.
smoking. So much
I
smoking.
know, and so much tea drinking.
Yeah.
I loved
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was great.
That to me is like what I would rather show my child once she's older about what the Beatles were
This is
about.
group dynamics, daughter. This is what happens when you're in a group for a long time.
Yeah,
This is why you shouldn't work together.
Exactly.
After about 7 years, you want to kill each other.
but maybe that's reality. Maybe we are
That is.
forcing down our children's throat. Work together, be friends, and work together. It's like, but when you're creative,
But
there's
then
going to
people
be
change, and then
yeah.
I think it's also just concepts that are easy to understand for the developing brain.
No, I think you're right. And it's like, I want my kid to work well with the other children. And I'm very, I want her to be like nice to everybody. And, I think those are important foundational things. Because I feel like it takes like quite an advanced level of being an adult where you're like, I don't really gel with that person, but it's not that I don't like them, but I don't gel with them and that's okay.
Yes.
But I can still be nice to them.
Yes, that's a hard thing to learn.
Yes. Yeah. That is what working with others will teach you.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to like everybody or be best friends with everybody. You have to be respectful and kind.
Yes.
And figure out how to work together.
And it's okay if you don't gel with everybody. Because I think I'm an only child. So there's years of my life where I was like, I'll force myself onto this person until they like me. And it's like, no, that's okay.
yeah, I still struggle with that.
I know. It's hard.
Yeah, I just want everybody to like me.
I just don't leave my house.
That's another option.
So extreme.
But it works.
Yeah.
Well, should we rate the show?
We got to rate it.
Okay. So we rate it between, it's between 1 and 4 screens.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I know where you're going with this.
I feel like
You know
working
what I did do?
together on this topic.
I want to do one. I want to
Okay.
do one thing real quick.
Okay.
I changed the name of Beatles albums to be bug related.
Oh my God. Okay,
Can I
great.
go through all
yes,
of them?
Please,
Yes.
Please, don't bite me, bugs.
Okay.
Okay.
With the Beatles, that one stays the same. A Hard Day's Night because of all the bugs.
Yep. Mosquitoes
Beatles
everywhere.
for sale also.
Okay. Well,
Live from the BBC, but that would be Bug Cockroach.
oh my God.
Help! It's a bug.
Oh my God.
Bugger Soul. Revolver to shoot the bugs with.
Okay.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Bug. Magical Mystery Tour of the Bug Museum.
Oh, fun.
Wow.
The White Owl Bug.
Oh my God.
And I don't want to finish. No. Well,
Did you
a
do
buggy road and,
Okay,
let, it,
okay,
and
yeah.
let it bug.
Oh, let it bug. Okay, classic.
I mean, it should just be let it be E-E.
These aren't bugs. They're
Oh my
are bees
God.
bugs. That's what when this show
Are
a-
bees bugs?
A fruit fly is a bug. I guess they are a bug.
Yeah, bees
I guess
are bugs.
okay, because I'm thinking birds and animals.
Dude,
mammals and
right now you need to go watch the Beat Bugs.
or like the what is that? Wild Kratts.
Oh, Sally got so into Wild Kratts for a
yeah,
while.
we went through a hardcore Wild Kratts
and
phase.
I think she was like genuinely in love with one of the Kratt brothers.
you got it. They're kind of hunky.
They're not.
No. What if, right?
What they did is the cartoons, like you see them in the real life at the beginning of the show, and then they go into the cartoon show,
Yes.
and they're way hotter as cartoons.
100%.
Which also I would do if this became an
Yes.
animated show. I would be like.
You would totally be a hot cartoon. I
Exactly.
would definitely be a hot cartoon.
But the Kratt brothers they upgraded themselves in the cartoon.
They're like
world.
more
Yeah.
muscular in the
exactly.
cartoons. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, okay.
Let's rate this thing.
Yeah, so we do from 1 to 4 screens. You can do it like how, think about.
4 fly swatters.
Yeah, think about what your children, like you can take your children's spot
Four screens is the best.
is the best.
I'm going 3 screens.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's impactful enough that my kids still talk about it. Will still listen to the Beat Bugs versions of the songs while in the car, and I can't stand them. But they like genuinely have such affection for this show.
Wow.
That I can't figure it out.
They got to get onto Common Sense Media and write some reviews because it needs
I didn't know
some-
they could do that, but I will. Yeah.
Yeah, what the kids say is the section.
I didn't know that existed. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to give it 2 screens.
That's more than I thought
Can
you were
never
going to
be
get it.
mean.
It's okay. It's got some good ideas. It's not the worst. Like we've watched some YouTube channels where like children are being taken advantage of. And it's
Oh.
like, we're not there. And like,
The Beatles are being taken advantage of here.
I would,
Oh, they got millions of dollars.
yeah, I
from
think
this.
they're fine.
Yeah.
I think they're fine. But it's got the like too much tropes of like weird bugs with annoying voices, and I don't like shoehorning of the plot lines. They could have done something really quite creative here.
I think you're right. I would love to know like the executive feedback. Like I would love to know what was originally pitched versus what
I would
makes
have
it
loved
to,
to
the
see
air.
the pitch deck on this because it's like it's like why did they do that type of animation? The animation that it is feels very computer animated
Yeah.
when they could have done something like very cool and like because the Beatles
or at least make the animals semi Beatles esque.
well that's what I mean. Yellow Submarine has a whole animated thing.
No,
that
there
goes
could have
with
been. It could have been really fun. Yeah, there's a fun.
It's not fun. So I
Not fun.
and I'm sorry, Beat Bugs. It's too on the nose.
Also, it sounds like it would be like rap songs.
That I would watch.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If they were like beat boxing.
Yeah.
Bugs.
yeah. Get Rozelle in there.
Sure. Get that guy from Police Academy.
Oh God.
Yeah, get him. Okay, so what's your
gotta
review?
get
You
him.
got it. I mean, he's on auto dial my phone.
I'm going to go in the middle and go with 2.5.
Wow.
Because
Okay.
I guess the 2 thoughts of it is like, it's good that it's Beatles music and it is a higher quality songwriting, but it is weird if that's their first introduction to the song, I think. And then afraid that they might like the Beat Bugs version better, I guess is a fear.
Well, I was saying to Matt, there's so many Beatles cover bands. We've been to see one together.
Yeah.
I've taken Sal several times.
You and
to
I have
see
started
them.
a couple. They've all failed.
Right.
Yeah, all of them. But she has said like we've brought up the Beatles, and she legitimately is like, "Oh, I've seen them before." Oh, and I'm like, "Yeah, for sure."
Oh, I love that so much.
For sure, they definitely came
It's so
to Eagle Rock
ingrained.
Park. They were definitely there.
Who is more ingrained in the culture?
It's so crazy
mean-
that we just can't shake the Beatles, and I'm okay with it. Well, I don't know about you, but I've got Beat Bug Mania.
Me too. I thought they were great on Bed Bug Sullivan.
Thank you to our guest, Kate Spencer. Check out her Substack and buy her books at local bookstores or on Amazon if you're a bad person.
And thanks to our editor, Neil Davis.
Remember to like us and subscribe and rate us on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Our merch also makes great stocking stuffers.
That's all I'm giving people for Christmas. Screentimers merch.
Me too. Sorry, everybody.
Well, we'll see you next week on
Screentimers.
Let's watch a show. Let's watch a show. Let's watch a show.